Hello, welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jet Duxbury, he's the Maltese Falcon.
Woo.
And today we're doing a clash of the low-cost titans where intellectual property means nothing, but price and features do when we shoot out the Behringer Poly D versus the Model D. Let's get into this thing. Cool, before we get to any of the gubbins, what it looks like, features and stuff, let's hear what the core difference is, if any, in how they sound. We're going to go one oscillator, saw wave on each one. Let's hear the Model D first. Poly D. Pretty similar in the room, Falcon.
Pretty similar.
Let's see if we can get the differences going. Let's do three on at the same time. So I'm going to put all three of these bad boys on there. And I'm going to put three on here. And hear what that sounds like. On here. Now, they're slightly detuned. I could get them a bit tighter, but let's get into the crux of the matter. This has got 4 oscillators. So let's see if that fatness makes a difference. I'm going to start with just some one-note stuff. Maybe detune these a little bit more. Does seem to put a bit of Hugh Hefner in there. And let's hear the filters on that. Let's go back to one oscillator. No presets on either of these. So if you're going to buy this is the world you live in. Turning things on. Let's hope that you're not in a rush at a gig. We've got one there. Let's fib. There's the filter, starting with this bad boy. Half mast on the emphasis, aka resonance. Full resonance. Same thing on here, and see if we can hear a difference. Already more of the sound goes away, unless I've got something going. Let's turn that off. We're investigating, Falcon. So that almost all goes away. I had the filter mode is in low pass. The modulation I've just flicked off. Let's, give that a go. Oh God, he's just so scary in these videos. There's so many knobs and stuff that I got in the wrong place. I'm trying to look to see what I've got wrong here. Keyboard control. I'd imagine that's to do with, let's turn those. I think it's the keyboard tracking. Yeah. Was messing up. Sorry guys out there. God, the pitfalls. And I've proved something that we all knew. They're the same. It's cool, they should be, apart from the slight differences in there. But so that's how they sound in their raw gubbins. Let's look at the difference in the amount of voices they have. Cool, looking at the verses between these two, big point is, it's in the title, Poly D. I think it's a little bit misleading, and it's not leading you to a early noughties reality star, Pauly D. Falcon probably doesn't even know about Poly D, but it's alluding to the amount of notes you can play at once. Now, I've got all of the oscillators on here, but I'm only ever going to get one note at a time. Now I'm in mono mode here. Let's do the same thing. Already you're hearing that I think that fourth oscillator gives it a bit more fatness. We've got this mode switch. If I flick it into uni, the first note I'll play, I'll get all of the oscillators, and then as I play other notes, it'll distribute those oscillators accordingly. Hopefully you'll hear it. And you can see with the lights it turning on there. So that's an interesting mode if you were shredding. It's fat, it's stacking them all up. Anyway, the magic is in the poly mode where we can, all these oscillators I can play chords with. So I've got 4, that means it'll spread it out to the 4 notes. So let's try it. Now, as you're hearing, we've got to tune these bad boys, okay? So I think if I tune each one to each oscillator, in mono mode, flick this one on. And you're listening to the point where it thins out the most. Let's whack these all back on, back into poly mode. And life is better. I do the same thing. Not so fun. I'm playing chords on this bad boy. It's cool, right? It's got this auto damp feature. Took me a while to get my head around it. Easiest way I think of it is it will allow me to play a chord and then play over the top, because it'll auto damp the notes I'm playing instead of sharing the same release value as the other. I'm looking at the Falcon because we've had a few domestics over it. Now if I play a little 3-note chord without it, hopefully you'll hear it, okay? Got the release on it if I put auto damp on. And life is better again. So I think in terms of voices, it's amazing having those other in there. It's not true polyphony because they don't have different envelopes, but so it's a bit naughty on Behringer, but hey, they're a naughty company. They'll do naughty things to coax you out of your money because it's so reasonable. Next, let's talk about keys. I know it's really obvious and I'm sorry to point it out. No keys. 37 keys that send aftertouch. There's no way to implement it in here, but there is also, let's talk about connectivity as well whilst we're here. Not only, and the keyboard's great. It's really cool. So it could work as a controller, as part of your setup. And again, we're looking at what's the value in spending at the moment. There's a £325 difference between the two. So is that worth it? Is the keyboard alone? I mean, a lot of times, that's right. This controller's like 90 odd quid at the moment that we got. That's a 32 key step. Interesting that, and so that's 100 quid. A third of the extra money is going into this keyboard, and it's a lovely keyboard, sends the connectivity. Also on the back, this is a MIDI hub as well. You've got out, in, and through. Also got CVs, ins and outs. So really starting to be the, I know this has got them on the top here, but this is on proper 1/4 inch outs, which might be a pain for you. If you like this and you've got small stuff. just bringing these things to your attention. So that's the key bed. What else is important? I've got a little list here. Effects. Effects. Before we get in there, great point from the Falcon in terms of connectivity, that you can take this out of the shell, right?
Yep.
And install it into a Euro rack. So that's a definite point in the corner of this bad boy. Effects. No effects here. I could probably get some extra drive. I've seen that hack where you go out of the output into the input and you turn the external volume up, and that gets a bit of feedback going on. But here we've got a proper drive circuit. I turned it on before we started filming it, and it's an interesting one. So let's have a listen. On. Full distortion. Take that right down. And it's got a tone as well. Let's go dark. Now I'll turn it off. Now the problem is that there's the dry in there. And I wish I had a blend knob where I could choose how much is in there. It seems a bit odd, but I mean, it's definitely a thing. It's definitely like a lo-fi, almost crackly bit reduced thing. If I turn it right down, it's really, not my favorite bit of it, but this has got stereo outputs. And what makes it stereo is this chorus circuit. So it's on at the moment. Flick the, no, change it, but I hit one, check this bad boy out. Here's the second chorus. Second chorus, first chorus. Both on together. So that's fun. It'd be nice to change the rate of them, things like that, but that's a real analog chorus that's giving you some proper stereo mojo. And add that in, we're looking at why are we spending an extra 300 quid over this? At the moment, we've got that extra oscillator. We've got the fact we can play chords with it. We've got the fact we've got a keyboard, so we can play those chords. We've got loads of outputs and inputs, including proper MIDI. We've got effects. Sequencer. Let's check it out. Hey, another thing. This key step here. Imagine you bought this, you want to spend an extra 90 quid. This has got a sequencer and arpeggiator in it. I sounded very Dorset there, arpeggiator in it. This also has an arpeggiator and sequencer in. Again, that's 92 quid saved, if that's all you're after. Arpeggiator, let's hear it. Simple. You can change those modes as well with some shift buttons. It's also got a sequencer, super simple, hold, record, and it's polyphonic, so check this out. I had a little note in left from before, but that's cool, man. And that brings us to our conclusion, Falcon. In conclusione, the last step is the aesthetics. Now, I brought these over from the shop, and it's a really shallow point. But as you know, if you've watched this channel, I'm pretty shallow. I'm a human puddle. This is a piece of furniture, man. In your studio, it just has that feeling. You can tilt it up as well. It looks like a Moog. they've gone for it. They've absolutely ripped the balls off Moog and done it, and at a great price. Having said that, that would be killer in the Euro rack. If you're one of these modular guys, how amazing to get all that functionality. And sonically, if you're not going to use that extra arpeggio, or you're not into chords that much, then this is an amazing deal. Again, check out the prices, because I'm sure they'll be changing with everything that's going on. And come into the store. We've got these here to try out at Andertons if you're anywhere near Guildford. Also, we do amazing return policies, 30-day return policy. So if you just think, I want to try them out, and you've got enough money for both, you can buy both, send one back. We'll be totally cool with it. And you can buy these on finance. Anything over 200 quid in the shop, you can ship on to the 9 months finance. So if that price difference of 300 quid seems a bit much now, and you really want these things, I know I sound like a dodgy car salesman, but it helped me. When I worked at the store, I bought a lot of stuff on the finance, because the differences between, you know, what is it? This is 274 at the moment. This is 599 at the moment. So that's 27 quid and 59 quid a month. That might seem a lot better to you. Anyway, I'm waxing on. Let's have a sequence. Let's put in a random sequence in the key of
E.
And thanks for watching the video. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, honestly, let us know in the hate. We'll figure it out. We're trying to figure it out anyway, I promise. Let's go for E.